Hey, today is January 24th, and we're going to be reading in Genesis chapter 35 through 37 today. So, we just finished reading about how Jacob sent Simeon and Levi into Shechem and his father's city to kill everybody and plunder the city after Shechem basically raped Jacob's daughter. So, this is chapter 35 that we're going to read now, and we're going to see what happens next. So verse 1 in chapter 35 of Genesis. God said to Jacob, "Get up, go to Bethel and settle there. Build an altar there to the God who appeared to you when you fled from your brother Esau." So Jacob said to his family and all who were with him, "Get rid of the foreign gods that are among you. Purify yourselves and change your clothes. We must get up and go to Bethel. I will build an altar there to the God who answered me in the day of distress. He has been with me everywhere I have gone." Then they gave Jacob all their foreign gods and their earrings, and Jacob hid them under the oak near Shechem. When they set out, a terror from God came over the cities around them, and they did not pursue Jacob's sons. So Jacob and all who were with him came to Luz, that is Bethel, in the land of Canaan. Jacob built an altar there and called the place God of Bethel, because it was there that God had revealed himself to him when he was fleeing from his brother. Deborah, the one who had nursed and raised Rebekah, died and was buried under the oak south of Bethel, so Jacob named it Oath of Weeping. God appeared to Jacob again after he returned from Padan Aram and blessed him. God said to him, "Your name is Jacob. You will no longer be named Jacob, but your name will be Israel." So he named him Israel. God also said to him, "I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. A nation, indeed an assembly of nations, will come from you, and kings will descend from you. I will give to you the land that I gave to Abraham and Isaac, and I will give the land to your future descendants." Then God withdrew from him at the place where he had spoken to him. Jacob set up a marker at the place where he had spoken to him, a stone marker. He poured a drink offering on it and anointed it with oil. Jacob named the place where God had spoken with him Bethel. They set out from Bethel. When they were still some distance from Ephrath, Rachel began to give birth, and her labor was difficult. During her difficult labor, the midwife said to her, "Don't be afraid, for you have another son." With her last breath, for she was dying, she named him Benoni, but his father called him Benjamin. So Rachel died and was buried on the way to Ephrath, that is Bethlehem. Jacob set up a marker on her grave. It is the marker at Rachel's grave to this day. Israel set out again and pitched his tent beyond the tower of Eder. While Israel was living in that region, Reuben went in and slept with his father's concubine Bilhah, and Israel heard about it. Jacob had 12 sons. Leah's sons were Reuben, Jacob's firstborn, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, and Zebulun. Rachel's sons were Joseph and Benjamin. The sons of Rachel's slave Bilhah were Dan and Naphtali. The sons of Leah's slaves Zilpah were Gad and Asher. These are the sons of Jacob who were born to him in Padan Aram. Jacob came to his father Isaac at Mamre, where Abraham and Isaac had stayed. Isaac lived 180 years. He took his last breath and died, and was gathered to his people, old and full of days. His sons, Esau and Jacob, buried him. Chapter 36. These are the family records of Esau, that is Edom. Esau took his wives from the Canaanite women: Adah, daughter of Elon the Hittite, Libamah, daughter of Anna and granddaughter of Zibeon the Hivite, and Basemath, daughter of Ishmael, the sister of Nebaioth. Adah bore Eliphaz to Esau. Basemath bore Ruel, and bore Jishjam and Korah. These were Esau's sons who were born to him in the land of Canaan. Esau took his wives, sons, daughters, and all the people of his household, as well as his herds, all his livestock, and all the property he had acquired in Canaan. He went to a land away from his brother Jacob, for their possessions were too many for them to live together, and because of their herds, the land where they stayed could not support them. So Esau, that is Edom, lived in the mountains of Seir. These are the family records of Esau, father of the Edomites in the mountains of Seir. These are the names of Esau's sons: Eliphaz, son of Esau's wife Adah, and Ruel, son of Esau's wife Basemath. The sons of Eliphaz were Timon, Omar, Zepho, Gatam, and Kenaz. Timnah, a concubine of Esau's son Eliphaz, bore Amalek to Eliphaz. These were the sons of Esau's wife Adah. These are Ruel's sons: Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. These were the sons of Esau's wife Basemath. These are the sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah, daughter of Anah and granddaughter of Zibeon. She bore Jeush, Jalam, and Korah to Edom. These are the chiefs of Esau's sons, the sons of Eliphaz, Esau's firstborn. Chiefs Timon, Omar, Zepho, Kenaz, Korah, Gatam, and Amalek. These are the 4 chiefs of Eliphaz in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Adah. These are the sons of Ruel, Esau's son. Chiefs Nahath, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. These are the chiefs of Ruel in the land of Edom. These are the sons of Esau's wife Basemath. These are the sons of Esau's wife Oholibamah. Chiefs Jeush, Jalam, and Korah. These are the chiefs of Esau's wife Oholibam, daughter of Anah. These are the sons of Esau, and these are their chiefs. These are the sons of Zair, the Horite, the inhabitants of the land: Lotan, Shabal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishon, Azir, and Dishon. These are the chiefs of the Horites, the son of Seir, in the land of Edom. The sons of Lotan were Horai and Heman. Timon was Lotan's sister. These are Shabal's sons: Alvan, Menahath, Ebal, Shepel, and Onam. These are Zibeon's sons: Ayah and Anah. This was the Anah who found the hot springs in the wilderness, while he was pasturing the donkeys of his father Zibeon. These are the children of Anah: Dishon and Olimbamah, daughter of Anah. These are Dishon's sons: Himdan, Ishban, Ithron, and Sheron. These are Ezer's sons: Bilhan, Zavan, and Akan. These are Dishon's sons: Uz and Aran. These are the chiefs of the Horites: chiefs Lotan, Shabal, Zibeon, Anah, Dishon, Ezer, and Dishon. These are the chiefs of the Horites, according to their divisions in the land of Seir. These are the kings who ruled in the land of Edom, before any king ruled over the Israelites. Bela, son of Beor, ruled in Edom. The name of the city was Dinhabah. When Bela died, Jabah, son of Ezerah from Bozrah, became king in his place. When he died, Husham from the land of the Timonites became king in his place. When Husham died, Haddah, son of Bedad, became king in this place. He defeated Midian in the field of Moab. The name of his city was Avith, which means wicked or perverse. When Hadad died, Samal from Masrekah became king in his place. When Samlah died, Shaul from Rehoboth on the Euphrates River became king in his place. When Shaul died, Bala Hanan, son of Achbor, became king in his place. When Baal-Hanan, son of Achbor, died, Adar became king in his place. His city was Pau, and his wife's name was Mehetabel, daughter of Matred, daughter of Mizab. These are the names of Esau's chiefs, according to their families and their localities. By their names, chiefs Timon, Alvah, Jetheth, Olibamah, Elah, Pinon, Kenaz, Teman, Mibzar, Magdiel, and Hiram. These are Edom's chiefs, according to their settlements in the land they possessed. Esau was father of the Edomites. Chapter 37. Jacob lived in the land where his father had stayed, the land of Canaan. These are the family records of Jacob. At 17 years of age, Joseph tended sheep with his brothers. The young man was working with the sons of Bilhah and Zilpah, his father's wives, and he brought a bad report about them to their father. Now Israel loved Joseph more than his other sons, because Joseph was a son born to him in his old age, and he made a robe of many colors for him. When his brothers saw that their father loved him more than all his brothers, they hated him and could not bring themselves to speak peacefully to him. Then Joseph had a dream. When he told it to his brothers, they hated him even more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. There we were, binding sheaves of grain in the field. Suddenly my sheaf stood up, and your sheaves gathered around it and bowed down to my sheaf. "Are you really going to reign over us?" his brothers asked him. "Are you really going to rule us?" So they hated him even more because of his dream and what he had said. Then he had another dream and told it to his brothers. "Look," he said, "I had another dream, and this time the sun, moon, and 11 stars were bowing down to me." He told his father and brothers, and his father rebuked him. "What kind of dream is this you have had?" he said. "Are your mother and brothers and I going to come and bow down to the ground before you?" His brothers were jealous of him, but his father kept the matter in mind. His brothers had gone to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. Israel said to Joseph, "Your brothers, are pasturing the flocks at Shechem. Get ready. I'm sending you to them." "I'm ready," Joseph replied. Then Israel said to him, "Go and see how your brothers and the flocks are doing, and bring word back to me." So he sent him from the valley of Hebron and went to Shechem. A man found him there wandering in the field and asked him, "What are you looking for?" "I'm looking for my brothers," Joseph said. "Can you tell me where they are pasturing the flocks?" "They've moved on from here," the man said. "I heard them saying, 'Let's go to Dothan.'" So Joseph set out after his brothers and found them at Dothan. They saw him in the distance, and before he had reached them, they plotted to kill him. They said to one another, "Here comes that dreamer. Come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of these pits. We can say that a vicious animal ate him. Then we'll see what becomes of his dreams." When Reuben had heard this, he tried to save him from them. He said, "Let's not take his life." Reuben also said to them, "Don't shed blood. Throw him into this pit in the wilderness, but don't lay a hand on him," intending to rescue him from their hands and return him to their father. When Joseph came to his brothers, they stripped off his robe, the robe of many colors that he had on. Then they took him and threw him into the pit. The pit was empty. There was no water in it. When they sat down to eat a meal, they looked up, and there was a caravan of Ishmaelites coming from Gilead. Their camels were carrying aromatic gum, balsam, and raisin, going down to Egypt. Then Judah said to his brothers, "What do we gain if we kill our brother and cover up his blood? Come, let's sell him to the Ishmaelites and not lay a hand on him, for he is our brother, our own flesh." And they agreed. When Midianite traders passed by, his brothers pulled Joseph out of the pit and sold him for 20 pieces of silver to the Ishmaelites, who took Joseph to Egypt. When Reuben returned to the pit and saw that Joseph was not there, he tore his clothes. He went back to his brothers and said, "The boy is gone. What am I going to do?" So they took Joseph's robe, slaughtered a young goat, and dipped the robe in its blood. They sent the robe of many colors to their father and said, "We found this. Examine it. Is this your son's robe or not?" His father recognized it. "It is my son's robe," he said. "A vicious animal has devoured him. Joseph has been torn to pieces." Then Jacob tore his clothes, put sackcloth around his waist, and mourned for his son many days. All his sons and daughters tried to comfort him, but he refused to be comforted. "No," he said, "I will go down to Sheol to my son, mourning," and his father wept for him. Meanwhile, the Midianites sold Joseph in Egypt to Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh and the captain of the guard.